Alright guys, we're back. Chapter 17. 5:10 a.m. Let's see what happens. We're almost done the game. I think there's only 18 chapters total. Right. The upended submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and the salt water closing in on them. But at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Eek. Yo, what is this? Is this Sissel? Why did he say that? I don't understand. That's Sissel, yeah, that's Sissel, alright. I'll go to sussy Sissel here. I see you managed to survive, detective. Hey, Yor, how's he talking though? He doesn't even have a mouth. Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. Still kinda look the same. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't hold to that image of myself anymore. You can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel, my name isn't Sissel. I bet you remember who you are and who I am too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Something is stirring in my mind. Memory about to emerge. I think this is great, isn't it? Do I notice me? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the God is good. It's all over for this submarine. The engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hull and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought we had to deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. The temp sync frame. I didn't know they had it all figured out. I mean, they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah. That meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. Wait, time? If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. Wait, how does it give time? I guess that's rewind effect. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've got some of it figured out. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects, and in my case, love abilities. Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get. And it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do. Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I can only manipulate small creatures. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is how then, in a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite, its radiation. That's what does it? Dying while being exposed to radiation. On that day 10 years ago. Same position I died, with my butt sticking up. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart and I died. So of course I received special powers. Wait a minute. Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right. So I'm also someone who died with the rock nearby, but who's died with the rock nearby? Must be someone else. Aren't the Tempsic remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. What's the time effect? Another effect the meteorite radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So the fact that I can return 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite. One of the characteristics of that meteorite is its ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death? Is this also strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. It makes about as much sense as to me as anything else. Yeah, that's strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my heart that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? What? That day. When the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? Wait, what? So I just simply existed, not really alive, and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park, so that's why he didn't disappear. Most dead would, but he didn't, because he's special. He had this fragment inside his heart that kept reviving him, and he would constantly die and revive over and over again. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with a scalpel. It's like as soon as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? Oh, fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call off the execution at the last second, so that's why he wanted his daughter kidnapped. But you kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know, they had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh. Their objective was to wipe out everybody that had to do with this. Detective Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. They wanted to kill the scientist and Cabanel as well. Inspector Cabanel and that junkyard, so they were stated to be like that too. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my chemstick fragment, and here I am. So you got fooled. But they had one more final thing. Lynn. You, detective. Me. If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Oh, okay. I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you become a detective looking at the Jowd's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edges of town. It was a trap, you see. She was supposed to be killed. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago, so of course you didn't recognize me. Tricks to manipulate them. And that's how his ghost trick looks, so you can like actually go into his bodies. That's pretty cool. I took possession of you to make you shoot. Your subconscious resisted me, such a powerful power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody. The aim was off, and the first shot missed him. That first shot killed me, and I'm actually just some weird animal. Joker was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be bad. Ray must have been Sissel. They had other ideas. They simply wanted you like that. A big monkey wrench in the I showed up. What happened? I was supposed to meet up with them after that, but then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. The inspector at night was responsible for that. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back. The inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people tried. I never even heard of Temsic before, because you were looking into the Java case. They thought you would find out about Temsic soon. So interesting. So who am I still? I still don't know. I thought I was Sissel, but I'm not. And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is wait for the water pressure to crush the submarine. Oh no. There are no cores that link from here to the water surface. I have an idea. We hook up to the phone line and there are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for the submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There's no escape. I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling with these 10 years. You what? This feeling cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly towards the bottom of the sea. This must be how you felt all alone. Sissel. There's something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the controller? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why do they have to jettison your body off into the sea? That's a good question, but I guess it doesn't matter why now. I'll never find it again. I have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute. Yes, we do. I have a radio. This will tell us where the picture goes. That present something is picture. That's where it's picture down to the and the bullet is still in this person's body. Then we should be able to tell exactly what it is. But if we can find out where it is, we should be able to figure something out between the two of us without powers for existing. Now I can use Sissel too. Wait, oh, wait a minute. What about a torpedo? In any case, it's way too early. Yeah, it looks like the Dr. Dad is last step. Let's get started. My dad isn't here on the submarine? Don't worry, we're gonna get him back. Okay. I hope I didn't hurt Dylan's feelings when he said about the death savings. Or don't worry about that. Comments like that. Right off his things. Control room is something that's not a shop. Okay, what do we do? We go find a commander that is what? How? Just let you know, I don't like water. What is it? The key looks on us, a torpedo. Kind of like missile. Missile? You have a missile right there. I don't think she's talking about that kind of missile. No. Where did you see another this torpedo? So his shell is definitely good. There, yeah, but I don't know about how much the Dove Watch looks like. Maybe the scope for the stone and then how do you know there's tiny fragment of stone in this stones? Right, he said it was a radio receiver, remember? There might still be another torpedo in the submarine. If we use it, we can get to keep it down. That's a really good idea. You think so? There's a way to do it. Of course, it doesn't. But I kind of want to see it. I want to see it. Okay, I only need 3 more. This machine shouldn't be. Well, this looks like the private capital of problems. This means she is probably even the just the guy who makes the anyway, it looks like the arm of this machine is still tested. The torpedo left right now. looks like the torpedoes can be launched randomly with the switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 2 of them. I guess the first thing we'll face is when it comes to the Sissel tower. Launch coordinates of the commander of each torpedo. We should deactivate the and I just turned on the back of the deactivating the switch. To enter these over and that water probably doesn't fly. I guess I need to go back to the I'm just calculating the damage for the I put a slight offset though. I'm sure that I can tell. Okay, thanks. I mean, we got the offset careful what will happen to these ladies? I think that's up to us and our parents. There's no time to be standing around and trying to sell school. Of course I can count. Please help me down, Sissy. I'll be okay here. I'm gonna take a sleep a minute. Maybe back with the phone. Safe. What do you mean, Sissy? That would be the look service. I'll set him to send too. But something's on this commander. It looks like it's slowly sinking. Yeah, like it's completely running out of power. I don't know, but I guess right. I'll watch it. Guess I'll get it here. I've already set the speed as course. I'll have the commander bring it down. I'll take it back. I'll change the pass back. You have to do some pretty crazy calculations. Okay, come on, Sissel. Alright, I'm sorry, I can't go. What? I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I won't, Missile. I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel. I can't do it either. I can't ask Miss Lynn to come with me after that. Let's go. Hope we can do it without Missile. I want you to go, Missile. What? From Miss Lynn. Think here will change the fate. When you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen. That's right. What if that something doesn't happen? I want people to see you there. Never again. But I can understand that. I don't understand. Don't worry, Missile. Let's go. I just know you and Sissel can make something happen. I can. I'll be right here waiting. We'll see each other again. Don't worry. Let's go. Let's do it. That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Let's go, let's go. See, that's why there's 2 slots in the torpedo. It's for me and Missile. Sissel? Yes? We never found out who you really were, but that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. We're going to see each other again. Right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. We promised that, lady. Of course we will. I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here it goes. Good luck. Sissel's not his real name, but it's something we use. That first bullet was to kill some animal, and that died here. 12 seconds are lasting. kind of a long story. Something was badly damaged. Why would he do that to himself? I know the answer to that. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You told us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Yomiel? So his real name is Yomiel. So he's actually Yomiel, not Sissel. Sissel's not his real name. So you remember me, do you? How can I possibly forget? So that's your real name, Yomiel. That's right. Those people on the Yono were calling you Sissel. That's just an alias I was using for my name. I didn't see any need to tell my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out what's your identity online. I'm sure there's plenty of you still telling me. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer. Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top programmer now. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal, oh, that's how you knew all the information, and that's how I told them all the stuff. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming. That's pretty cool, actually. I was asked to join a project by an ancient of it. It doesn't sound like something a top programmer would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets would attract. I never thought, for the life of me, I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the company moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. That was the guy who built the corporate system. The police arrested you and then escaped from the interrogation room and took little bit as a hostage. What a way to take the job. When was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry. 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. Why nobody noticed my presence. We're good for my powers. They didn't help anyone. Not even the passage of time became the same. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The universe is present in exactly what I'm seeking slowly to the bottom of the endless sea, an overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. I wanted more than something else. So that's why you murdered Paul. That's right. I wanted to know what it was like to lose my mother. I wanted you to feel the same thing. I was the twist of the wish of a mind force my business. Then that was my life. I can't look at the ground to use this power something to do. There's something I just don't understand about that. It's your power to be very valuable. What did you get in your life? I asked them for two permissions. Number one was that I wanted to. The second was a rebirth in the beginning. I didn't care if it was fake life or official life. I just wanted to physically separate my soul, a name and identity. I wanted to grow old in a society that accepted me. It's kind of like this. That's right, I knew I couldn't go for it. When I come through, I knew you would have taken my name. They are making their motives much more carefully than others. They sent spies to this country, and used their tumor powers on their own, and they even figured out what type of thing was. You got no idea they're doing this, not at all how it's before. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making do it? Why did they just steal 100% person? They couldn't, huh? After that manipulator incident, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's work. By Inspector Campanella and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance just in case. Surveillance, huh? It looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there all the time. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old, odd person. Yeah, that's just a weird guy. The park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why, why didn't they save Camilla then? She was kidnapped at the park. They couldn't stop people from taking a meteorite. They can't stop crime. That's why they couldn't steal the Temsec meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsec meteorite. But that's it. So this upshot of your grand deal. What's this, eh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? He managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, so we got started with that. Bringing the detective job back to life. What? We'll do that. So we promise we started this movie soon. You can't do that without you. I've got a bit of fate to make this place come. Alright, let's see what it does. Here we go. Back to 4 minutes before your death. I'm back in time. We have a lot of information. It's like a big information dump. So, Yulmiel systems engineer died. So, we're already headed. We're not headed anywhere right now. There's only enough fuel to launch us away, detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination. What are you talking about? Telling me that you're trapped here too? He's a robot, I see. That's not really makes sense. By the way, I'm not human, detective. That explains why he talks to me. I'm a remote-controlled robot, detective. It's like a cyclist robot. The country's use of technology is just plain wrong. We get that a lot. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? There's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a target. I understand flights to provide against any possibility, no matter how small it's a possibility. What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, detective. So there's like a block beside him. I'm not gonna just shoot him. Okay, well that's kind of tough. Now it is time to say goodbye, detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, detective. Grr. Camilla, forgive me. Okay, so we just have to disable the gun somehow. It isn't over yet. It isn't. Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small possibility. In other words, there must be a chance to get somewhere. Possibility turns this situation around. It's kind of weird that Sissel isn't dead. Because they took out the Temsec, he actually got to die and not be constantly blinded. And he's actually dead. Before he was like kind of a zombie, like he wasn't really dead, he wasn't really alive, he was just constantly dying. And that's why he has his ghost powers, but he's dead. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsec right let's go. Just change the shell. Give us some kind of pain. I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsec. His body cycled between the moments that separate his life and death. Right, but not anymore. The Temsec fragment has been taken away. Exactly, so what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life again. The moment the Temsec fragment was removed, the shell became a regular corpse. So let's see what that means. You can go back to 4 minutes before you die. But wait a minute. When is that death? It's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move. So it's either when he died like just now or when he died 10 years ago. dive back. Oh, we're actually going 10 years ago? No, when we first died. I fell back through the cracks return for what seemed like forever, and then I saw the final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. Oh, that's getting pretty hype. Okay, we're gonna do the last chapter soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next episode.